teams currently undefeated, both going 4-0 so far. I do believe 2 matches have been played in this round for this matchup, and I believe Spain is currently up 2-0. So we'll see if Spain gets another victory or if USA can claim their first in this matchup. While we are waiting, the game should be starting here in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at their deck list. So here is the deck list for Team USA Lion. This is a Lion Tower, Keeper of Air. So it's running Frostbitten Crossing probably to deal with other towers. And it's a Unicorn Splash, so fairly typical Lion Tower or build. It's got in service to my lord to ready the tower and get it into some extra conflicts, along with favored mount and fan of command, can get it into some extra conflicts and ready as well. Policy debate as the restricted card, so going to see maybe some political duels here against the other Lion, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But looks pretty good. Dan's been doing well with it in these games. So let's take a look at Spain's Lion deck. So the Lion deck for Spain is an Honor Runner Lion deck. So both of these decks on Kaoda Nakoma. And Spain trying to win with it honor. So we see Before the Throne and Kensen Nogaka as the air provinces. So take 2 honor when it breaks, and then honor all the characters when you lose a conflict. Honor each defending character. So definitely ways to get some characters honored. Art of War to draw some extra cards, and then Shameful Display to change the honor status of 2 characters. Obviously a very powerful province. We see it everywhere. Honored Blade, another tool to help get some extra honor here. We do see the Crab Splash, so Common Cause going to be used to get whoever they can ready again into another conflict if they need. We also see In Service to My Lord can help with that as well. And then The Mountain Does Not Fall, help protect provinces there by allowing your defender to stay standing. But we see Hall of Victories, definitely looking like a very much honor running deck, going to try for that honor victory. So we'll see if Dan with Team USA, how he approaches that, if he's going to jump right into the bid 1, or if he's still going to bid 5 right off at the get-go. So let's go ahead and get into this. It looks like they were waiting for the streamers. I think Good Omen L5R is also streaming right now in Spanish. Let me just verify that, because I did ask if multiple streamers were ready, and I do believe that the Spanish stream tries to catch all these games from Spain. So I think they are going live. If they're not, they will. They would be who you would want to turn to for a Spanish stream. And it looks like we are getting ready to start this game. So how is everybody out there in chat doing? So I myself am quite tired. I had a long stream last night and was able to make Twitch affiliate as part of it. But the L5R community definitely pushed me towards that goal. But I was able to finally reach that milestone last night. So let's see here. So it looks like USA mulligans 3 and Spain mulligans 2 from their Dynasty deck. What's up? Yeah, you think honored deck is favored, but not for sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The tower deck definitely wants a lot of cards, and so the honor deck's going to force them to bid one much sooner than they would want to. So that could be an issue there. All right. So for Team USA, we see Dan reveals a Samurai of Integrity, two Agatokis, and a Zentaro. On the Spanish side, Barbasdrow sees a Berserker, an Akoma Prodigy, a Zentaro, and an Imperial Storehouse. So we see Agatoki get bought with two by Dan, and we see the Akoma Prodigy get purchased with one, gaining an honor for Spain. And we see the dupe of Agatoki used to get an extra fate on the character. And Spain goes ahead and passes, gaining an extra fate. So it looks like we've got just this Prodigy versus Agatoki. Let's see what our players bid here. I imagine we'll see a one bid from Spain, and it looks like Dan goes three. So we see a 1 to 3 bid. So USA going down to 11 honor, and Spain, who is running an honor deck, already up to 16. Prodigy OP. Yeah. So almost all the way there. 9 to go. So we'll see how quickly they can get there. No Hall of Victories right now, so no honor gain just from winning a conflict. What conflict characters are in the deck for Spain? 3 Reservist and 3 Kami Unleashed. So very possible that we've got a conflict character already out in hand for Spain. But if not, we might see it possible to get an unopposed attack here. But it does look like Dan chooses to go ahead and pass their first conflict opportunity. And my connection's not great. It never really recovered after last night. So if there's any issues in the stream and if it goes down, that would be why. I'll probably have to restart my computer after this stream is over. But for now, it looks like things are stable. It's just not as good as I want it to be. So we do see the Akoma Prodigy attack here politically into upholding authority with the Earth Ring. So let's see if Dan decides to defend here. Uh, let's see. We see no defense, but we see tactical ingenuity get played down on Agatoki. And then we see Invocation of Ash played as well, and a favored mount. So likely just playing these cards to not lose them to the Earth Ring. All right, we see Defend Your Honor discarded to the Earth Ring. Just 3 cards left in hand for Team USA to 7 cards for Spain. So if you're Dan here, what ring do you attack? I'm thinking Fire, get Agatoki honored. What does chat think? Fire or air? Yeah, so take an extra honor with air or get your character honored with fire. And it looks like Dan is leaning towards air to take an extra honor away. And we see an attack into Shameful Display. Um, so Dan probably hoping that there's no conflict character in hand for Spain. And we actually see an Akoma Reservist come down with 3 fate on it. So this Akatoki going to become dishonored. But we see a policy debate happen first. So we're going to have 1 versus 4 here on this political skill to start with. Oh yeah, I guess Zentaro is going to come in here because of disguise. Good catch, Christian. So yeah, if it wasn't open, it would be definitely some assassination disrespect. That's the thing about these open deck lists and nobody running a 1 of assassination to scare off is everybody knows they can play these low cost characters with lots of fate on them. So it looks like we're still just waiting on a bid from Spain right now for this policy debate. There we go. And we do see a 1 to 5 bid. So the reservist does get to see the hand, and we see Prepare for War discarded. And so just an in service to my lord left. So the honor deck down to 12 honor and USA up to 14. But just 1 card in hand for Dan here, and then we see Tech Ingenuity used to go and grab a Bonsai. So the Shameful Display is still breaking right now through the Sakoma Reservist. So we'll see if Spain decides to flip to Conquest after that policy debate bid. Yeah, that is a good question. What is in Spain's hand that makes that 5 bid worth it? But they could switch to Conquest potentially and try and go that way. All right, we do see Zentaro disguised in over this reservist. And so now Shameful is not breaking, currently 6-5 for Team USA here. Yeah, Conquest Tower wins. We do see Bonsai get used to bring Agatoki's skill up to 10. And then we see a Tactical Ingenuity come down on Zentaro. And we know it's just an in-service to my lord left in Dan's hand. We don't know the 5 cards in Barb's hand. So we'll see what happens. We do see Tactical Ingenuity used to go grab the Mountain Does Not Fall. So no fate left to play that right now. Otherwise, Spain could attack in with Agatoki and try and get a break in, or not with Agatoki, with Zentaro. Mixing up my lines. Too many line characters on the board right now. We see a perfect cut played on Zentaro to give them +2 military and honor them if they win the conflict. And then we see Way of the Lion to give an additional +3, bringing it 10 to 11. So Spain now winning this conflict. All right. So Barbara's going to go ahead and claim favor here. All right. So for Spain, we see a favorable ground, honored general, medium of the living soul, and a lion spread brawler show up. For Dan, we see voice of the ancestors and lion spread brawler. Uh, the samurai of integrity and Zentaro stuck around from last turn. So let's see what happens here. So Spain goes ahead and buys lion spread brawler with 3 fate. And we see the Samurai of Integrity bought with 2 for Dan. And then Barbas goes ahead and passes. Into our draw phase, we see another 1, 2, 3 bid here. So Dan bidding 3 and Barbas bidding 1. So back up to 14 honor for Spain. And 5 cards to 4 cards in hand. So both players with 1 tactical ingenuity on the board on a commander character, so that represents another card draw for them. And we see the lion spread brawler looking to make an attack here. And maybe reconsidering it there. All right, so we see just the prodigy making a political vote void at upholding authority. So lion spread brawler does end up not attacking here, but there is still that favorable ground to potentially move in or move out of a conflict. We see no defense from Dan. And we see the Void Ring used to take a fate off of Agatoki here. Dan is running 2 Called to War, so that's some way to put additional fate on Agatoki if needed, supposing that he's been able to see one so far. But right now, still 1 fate on Agatoki, so not completely relevant this turn. All right, looks like we're seeing a military air attack here at Kensen Nogaka. And it looks like the Lion's Pride Brawler will defend. So Lion needing, USA needing 4 more military skill here to get a break on this province. Let's see what they do. We see tactical ingenuity used and grabs nothing. And so Spain just passes, and so does USA. So Lion's Pride honored off of that defense. And we'll probably see an in service to my lord here to get Agatoki ready, and then we might see Zentaru disguised in over the Samurai of Integrity. And we do know that Dan does have the in service to my lord in hand, as we saw it from the policy debate last turn. But so far, Dan doing a pretty good job at keeping honor titles low for Spain right now. Spain currently only on 13 honor for an honor deck on turn 2. That's not the best. All right, looks like Spain considering a military fire attack here with Zentaro. into upholding authority. No defense, and pass from Dan. So let's see if we get a chance to take a look here at Spain's hand. We see tactical ingenuity used, and let's see what is grabbed. And we see just about 4 minutes difference on the clocks here. So that might become relevant in this game. We see Mountain Does Not Fall added to the hand for Spain, and then we're going to see USA just pass, and then favorable ground to move Zentaro home. So not wanting to break this upholding authority. I do believe there are two. The Mountain Does Not Fall in hand now, which would be both of them for Spain. I believe one was grabbed on turn 1 with tactical ingenuity, and one was just grabbed this turn. All right, we see a slovenly scavenger purchased with 1 fate by Dan, and we see in service to my lord used to ready Agatoki. So Agatoki and the Samurai of Integrity will be able to attack in politically here. And we do see an attack here into Kensen Nogaka again. So political Earth. And we see 4 Bearer's Echoes discarded to the Earth Ring. So Dan down to 3 cards, and Barbara's down to 5. So we see Call to War used to place a fate on Agatoki. And we do see an honor given. So honor shows leaving out at 12. And a fate is placed on Zentaro as well for Spain. All right. The living soul from their profits, but keep this honor general around. So we see for Spain Imperial Storehouse and Season of War uh, show up. We see a Spirit Caller and an Akoma Prodigy. And for Dan, we see a Keeper Initiate show up, and that is the new character for Dan. We see this Lion Spread Brawler purchased with 2 for Dan, and Akoma Prodigy purchased with 1, gaining an honor for Spain. Dan goes ahead and passes, collecting that extra fate. So Spain still having 10 fate. Let's see if they decide to go ahead and purchase any of these larger characters. And we do see the Honor General purchased with 3, and Honors itself coming into play. So we continue to see 3-to-1 bids here. So Spain back up to 15 Honor, and we see 7-to-5 cards in hand for Spain to USA. All right, looks like we're looking at an attack here with Agatoki and the Lion Spread Brawler. Looks like maybe the Samurai of Integrity going in as well. And we see this is a military void attack. And Agatoki with 2 tactical ingenuities on now. So potential 2 extra cards for Dan to be able to pick up. The unicorn attachments on Agatoki are a favored mount and an invocation of Ash. And it looks like we're seeing a pretty heavy defense here from Spain, or at least being considered with the Honor General, the Akoma Prodigy, and Zentaro all currently selected to defend. And Spain does decide to leave the Akoma Prodigy at home instead. So we've got 14-to-12 military. We see Zentaro go ahead and trigger tactical ingenuity. Let's see what Spain grabs. So we see a perfect cut added, and then we see the first tactical ingenuity on Agatoki used to grab an in service to my lord, and the second one grabs a prepare for war. So prepare for war, going to be able to honor this Agatoki here. Will be a swing of 4 stats, going from dishonored to honored. So we see the Mountain Does Not Fall played on Honored General. So the Honored General going to be able to remain standing at the end of this conflict. We see Way of the Lion used to double the skill of line. So we might see this Honored General get out anyway by this Lion's Pride Brawler ability. So we see a perfect cut used on the Honor General to give +2 military, pushing just out of the range of this Lion's Pride Brawler. Yeah, with that perfect cut putting Honor General out of the range of being bowed, we might see the Lion's Pride Brawler get bowed now. But instead we see a favorite mount come down onto this Lion's Pride Brawler. So yeah, probably gunning to bow this Honor General. Uh, Currently 7-7 on stats for the Honor General versus the Lion's Pride Brawler. Let's see if Spain doesn't have anything that they want to play or has nothing to play. And this Honor General gets bowed by the Lion's Pride Brawler. And we do see a break. So first break goes to Dan and Team USA here in this Lion matchup. And we see the Void Ring used to take a fate off of Zentaro. And Dan Zentaro has a good target in this Lion's Pride Brawler to disguise over. We see In Service to My Lord used to ready Agatoki. All right, so on to Spain. Looks like they're considering a political water attack here at Upholding Authority, which they do. Just poke with the Akoma Prodigy to do so. And we see Agatoki defend. And we see Prepare for War. Yeah, pull water could ready the Honored General and turn the Mountain Does Not Fall back on for sure. And that's likely what Barbas was intending to do here. So we now see Agatoki honored with that prepare for war. All right, so let's see if Dan to use the Centauro to disguise over either this Lion's Pride Brawler or the Samurai of Integrity, or if they're just gonna go ahead and pass. Centauro not representing much political skill, so not necessarily worth it here. We do go ahead and see, though, the disguise in over this Lion's Pride Brawler. So we might just see a political attack with Centauro. And looks like we are going to see a political air poke here into before the throne. So Barbara's going to go ahead and gain a fate from Seeker of Air and doesn't defend the conflict and uses court games to go ahead and dishonor Zentaro. So we go ahead and see a pass from Dan. And so no one wins that conflict. And so we're going to see this Lion's Pride Brawler attack in military air, it's looking like. And so we do see an attack into Upholding Authority. We see Agatoki moved in with the favorite mount. Let's see if one of these two cards in Dan's hand is a fan of command, or if this is just to not lose an honor. And it looks like, yeah, we just see an immediate pass. So Agatoki not being ready just doesn't lose the honor from it. We see Spain's hand. We see even the odds, Forebearers Echoes, 2 in service to my lord, and a mountain does not fall. And we see Forebearers Echoes chosen to be discarded. And then Spain gains 2 honor, bringing them up to 17. All right, so 1 break on each side. We see the Keeper Initiate and Voice of Ancestors discarded for Dan. Well, let's see if Barbas decides to keep this Spirit Collar or Season of War. All right, so we see for Spain, favorable ground, Hall of Victories, Matsu Berserker, and a Nakoma Prodigy show up. The Prodigy is immediately purchased with one, gaining an honor. For Dan, we see Zentaro, a Motso, a Samurai of Integrity, and a Nakoma Prodigy. We see Zentaro duped to add a fate. Shouldn't have defended that water ring. Yeah, so that water ring would have readied the honored general who had the mountain does not fall. And so he would have been able to defend with the honored general then and still have them standing. So I definitely understand why it was done. So we see the Berserker purchased with one fate. And we see Samurai of Integrity purchased with one by Dan. All right, so Spain up to 18 honor. And with this Hall of Victories on board, they will slowly start trying to crawl their way towards that 25. So we see Matzo purchased with 2, and we see 1-to-1 bids here. Oh yeah, win the air ring to get keeper's top honor, or if you lose a conflict, you use your stronghold. Yeah. All right, so we see a political water attack with Justice Line Spread Brawler into Illustrious Forge. And so we see the Blade of 10K Battles attached to Agatogi. So let's see if Dan decides to defend this. Yeah, Dan probably has Call to War or is planning to use the Blade of 10K Battles to get the Call to War, because we do know one has been used, and so the Blade could recur it. What you want to do, though, oh, we see Call to War used immediately, so that is the second one. Yeah, what I was going to say is you want to use the Call to War before the Void Ring is off the table, just in case they do decide to give you an honor to put a fate on Zentaro of their side. That way you could attack Void and then take the fate off. So we see no defense. We see Moto get bowed by the Lion's Pride Brawler, and then we see the Water Ring to bow the Samurai of Integrity. All right. So this last province on Spain's side is going to be the Art of War, and then Dishonorable Assault will be on the Stronghold. So we are seeing a military void attack here. With just the Agatoki. And we see the Prodigy defend just so that there's no honor loss and an immediate pass. So I imagine we will see the two tactical engineering used by Dan first, and then once that's done, pass, and we'll see this Art of War break. So we see the first tactical ingenuity grabs an in service to my lord, and the second grabs a policy debate. So we will likely see the policy debate happen here. Or maybe they wait for the policy debate till after the Art of War is done. So maybe in the next conflict, if Dan thinks they can win. Oh, and I guess the blade can't be used to recur right now because you have to be more honorable. So that is just for stats right now. Um, so we do see the Void Ring remove a fate from the Lion's Pride Brawler. And Hall of Victory is discarded. So Spain going to potentially be going up at least two more honor um, this turn with this Lion's Pride Brawler and Zentaro leaving play. So we see in service to my lord used to ready Agatoki. And we're going to see a fairly large military attack at Illustrious Forge. And looks like Barbas is going fire here uh, for 2 fate and a chance to either dishonor Mozo or Agatoki, or honor maybe this Prodigy leaving play to increase their honor total. But it looks like Barbas does change their mind and is wanting to go for this air ring instead of the fire ring. Which, while trying to honor out, may be the better call there. Yeah, and so we do see the air attack, We see a defense with both Centauro and Agatoki here at Illustrious Forge. So Dan currently winning this conflict by 1 skill. And we do see policy debate versus the Honored General. So let's see if and I guess they don't. They both bid 1. So Spain not looking to bid high here again as they're getting close on the Honor Double to win. So we see Way of the Lion discarded with that policy debate. So that leaves a perfect cut, even the odds, fine katana, 2 in service to my lord, prepare for war, and a mountain does not fall in hand for Spain. So this perfect cut could be used to get up to 18 skill, and then if Spain is able to win, honor the Berserker. And we do see the perfect cut played, or a perfect cut played. And then Dan plays Way of the Lion on Agatoki. So Dan currently winning this by 3 skill. We see Zentaro used to go look at a card with Tactical Ingenuity. And nothing is grabbed. And so if Dan wins this, he'll gain a Fate from Keeper of Air and get a Keeper into play. We see favorable ground used to bring this Akoma Prodigy into the conflict. And a fine katana attached to the Honored General. So now Barbas is winning this conflict again. Let's see if the 1 card in Dan's hand can add 1 additional skill. Yeah, that's why I took Way of the Lion, is try and win this conflict. But looks like it doesn't manage to win that. It ends up tying. So Barbas wins that conflict and goes up to 21 honor. So now at 23 with 2 honored characters leaving play. So definitely looking really good for Spain, who is currently up in this series. Looking like they might be taking home a 3rd victory here versus Team USA. So we see 2 Medium of the Living Soul, a Mozo, and a Hero of 3 Trees show up for Spain. For USA, we see an Imperial Storehouse, a Voice of the Ancestors, an Akoma Prodigy, and an Ichiro. Yeah, Hero of 3 Trees. With the hand sizes, though, Hero of 3 Trees isn't going to do a whole lot right now. So we see Dan goes ahead and buys this Voice of the Ancestors with 1. And Spain goes ahead and buys Hero of 3 Trees with 1. We see the Akoma Prodigy purchase with 1 and gains an honor for the USA. We see Medium of the Living Soul purchased with none, and then Mozo purchased with 1 for Spain. SD on the Prodigy is +1 honor. Yeah. So with this Berserker leaving play, they're at 24 this turn. And they are running Kami Unleashed as well. So the question is, have they seen one of the three? Because if they have one of those, you have to go air here as Dan on your first conflict to take it off the table so that they can't just use the Kami to trigger the air ring and go up to 25. Yeah, fire gets you an honor even if you lose the ring. Yeah, and with 2 medium of the living soul, that's some extra potential triggers of the fire ring as well. So it's definitely looking really good for Spain this turn. But if Dan can manage to break Shameful and then break um, Dishonorable Assault this turn, there is still a chance. So we see a Finger of Jade come down on Mozo, indicating that Mozo is probably going to go in to attack this Shameful display. There isn't even the odds in hand. We have seen that. And we do see a military fire attack at Shameful Display. So if the one card drawn this turn by Barbasdrow is a Kami Unleashed, they can just attack the air ring and win there. Yeah, so it's even the odds, 2 in service to my lord, a mountain does not fall, and 2 cards we don't know, or 1 card we don't know, and 1 that I don't remember. Because we don't know what was drawn this turn. And it looks like we see just this Mozo attack, and it looks like maybe Mozo is going to defend. KI makes Mountain useless. Only if you win on the defense. So if you just defend enough to stop a break, Mountain's absolutely fine, Dark. Yeah, Dan has to break both here. The question is whether or not a Kami Unleashed was drawn. And given how big of a defense we're seeing here, I am guessing that there was no Kami Unleashed drawn. Otherwise, you could do a small defense and then just attack air with the Kami Unleashed. So yeah, we see the Honor General, Akuma Prodigy, and Mozo uh, defend. We see Mountain Does Not Fall played on Mozo. So right now that Mountain doing nothing because KI can just bow Mozo since Spain is currently winning this defense. We do see Dan pull in Hero of 3 trees. We see Shameful Display triggered to change the honor of the Prodigy and their own Mozo. So right now at the end of turn, 2 honored characters are leaving play for Spain, which will bring them up to 25. So we see favorite mount used to bring Agatoki into the conflict. So Dan now currently winning this, needs 2 more skill to break this Shameful Display. We see Prepare for War used to honor Mozo. Let's see if they're going to get a Defender honor. Or do we know this one card in hand for Dan? Looks like, yeah, that goes through. So we see Tactical Ingenuity goes and grabs an In Service to My Lord. We see a Scavenger played in. And we see Storehouse used to draw a card. Let's see here. Do we have a character to play with Voice of the Ancestors? Yeah, we could see maybe the Samurai of Integrity played using Voice of the Ancestors. That still won't be enough to break, though. That'll be 21 to 20. We see the second Tactical Ingenuity used to go grab Way of the Lion. So Way of the Lion will bring it up to 22 to 20. So just one more skill needed to break this Shameful. Yeah, and Zentaro via the mount can still come in. But we do see the Samurai of Integrity played using Voice of the Ancestors to make it 25 to 20. And so that is a break on Shameful Display. And so this Fire Ring is used to dishonor the Berserker. Yeah, this game is really tight. Clocks are below 10 minutes for both players. So there's still a potential, however unlikely it is, for a time victory here, but both players are close to a win condition. So it is more likely that it will end either an honor victory for Spain or a conquest victory for USA. All right, so we see the Berserker attack in air at Illustrious Forge. So Dan has to win this conflict. And so we do see Agatoki defend 17-4, and Dan immediately passes. So we see Keeper of Air used to gain a fate and bring in a Keeper Initiate. Looks like Spain is deciding who to battle with KI here. Yeah, Dark. It could still come to time. So we see Voice of the Ancestors bowed with KI. So that leaves the Samurai of Integrity and Dishonored Zentaro and Keeper Initiate to make an assault here on Dishonorable Assault with Motso and 2 Medium of the Living Soul able to currently defend. We do know that there are 2 in Service to My Lord in hand, and those could be discarded for Dishonorable Assault to dishonor some characters. Yeah, I think Dan's going to attack here Void, though, so that Matzo or the Honored General can't be voided. And so we do see Motso defend here. And 1 medium. No, maybe not the medium. Yeah, so we see 1 medium and Motso defend this political void attack. And so we do see an immediate pass from both players. And KI is used to bow Motso. So just the single medium of the Living Soul left. Both players down to about 3.5 minutes here left on the clock. We see in service to my lord used to stand Mozo. And it looks like we're seeing a political earth attack into the illustrious forge. This has been a very close game. But we see no defense and immediate pass. Yeah, then we see Medium of the Living Soul to give Mozo the ability to resolve a ring effect, to remove a fate off of them. To do so, so we see Finger of Jade come down on Zentaro, but what's going to happen is this Earth Ring is going to get double triggered. The fate's going to come off of Mozo, and Spain is going to go up to 25 as all the characters leave play. So that was a very good play, well played by both players to the very end. Everybody's just going to be passing through here to make sure it doesn't go to time. But we do see, yeah, and there is the victory for Spain. So that puts Spain up 3-0 in this series versus USA. So USA has to win all of the remaining games to take this. But it's looking very good. Like Spain will go 5-0 in Swiss and become the king of Swiss. Thanks so much for tuning in, for hanging out as we stream this game. We'll try and catch more World Cup games as they happen throughout the week. But until then, we will see you later.